Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday, December the 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, partly cloudy skies with a high of 64. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota. We're going to preview the ReliaQuest Bowl, LSU in Wisconsin. It's game week. Get excited. The Saints playoff contention on the line. Get you an early preview of Buccaneers Saints weekend winners and much more. Hour number one of Off the Bench starts right now.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in. Missed you over the past few days. Glad to be back. This is OTB, back for the first time since Christmas. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Definitely enjoyed it. You know, Santa brought you everything you wanted and whatnot. And, well, we got a lot to talk about today because we've been out for a long time. T-Bob Hebert, Jake Hester, Matthew Musso, and Casey Gaines in the studio with you today. So half your regular crew. We called in some bullpen members. Jake, how we feeling today, dude?
Feeling good. Had a good Christmas. Good to be back in the saddle here. It feels like old times. I was telling Moose, like when I first started on OTB, you know, he was our audio producer. So it's good to see Moose back in the chair. A little throwback, way back Wednesday, I guess it would be.
I feel like me and Moose have interwoven at various times. We've both been here for a while. So, yes, it's nice to have you back here in the morning with us.
It's great to be back, guys. Wouldn't want to bring in the first day back from a holiday any other way.
That's right.
And with the
agree.
OTB boys.
I agree.
Waking up early. That's right.
Yeah.
Even though I did have to basically twist his arm like the bully in A Christmas Story that one time to get him put on the Harry Potter robe for Halloween. But we got it on.
That did happen.
We got it on. We got it on.
Yeah, we got it on.
Casey, what's up, man? How we feeling? A good Christmas and everything?
Yes, sir. All good. Just trying to actually wind down a little bit from a Christmas holiday going into work.
Yeah.
This morning. But all good. All good nonetheless.
I know. Returning is it's never ideal. It's why you just got to always remember to be present during those holidays, right? Because that time is precious and it slips by. Before you know it, it's like January 4th. And just a whole year is staring you down, including a long dark of a football offseason. But what do we say to that? Not today, as we've still got a ton of great football news to get to, a ton to catch up on, a ton to look forward to as the playoffs and the major bowl games are right around the corner. We're going to touch on a bit of everything today. So look, we'll recap Christmas and everything later on as I now have a Barbie dream house in my home that I should be charging rent to, given the amount of space this thing is taking up, dude. My house was already like an overstuffed piece of boudin with all the people in there, and now I just decided to add a plastic mansion of a toy into the middle. I don't know where it's going to live. I don't know. Right now, it's just smack dab in the middle of the living room, just taking up which is basically the whole house anyway. So, boy, it was a fun Christmas. Awesome Christmas. The only part that was weird during this break was when I'm like sitting there, you know, drinking way too much whiskey, scotch, all of it, stuffing my face with monkey bread. I'm really appreciating the special effects of Gremlins and just the wonderful practical effects of the movie Gremlins. Didn't know directed by Steven Spielberg. Also didn't know written by Chris Columbus. Like, it's kind of perfectly made for me. When all of a sudden, I just get a ton of people hitting me up about Michigan, Brian Kelly, and Matt Moscona, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? And I guess Matt said that if Jim Harbaugh was offered an NFL job, and if he would accept it, and if Brian Kelly was offered the Michigan job, that he would take it. And a lot of people, one way or another, got very raw about this. And I don't know, Jake, did you hear all the ifs in there? Like, to me, I saw the clip. My immediate reaction was there's just way too much hypothetical there for me to take anything seriously.
I don't know. I guess it was just weird, the timing of it, because this started really a month ago. So when Jimbo Fisher was let go at Texas A&M.
Oh, I missed this at the time.
We had Billy Lucci on Pre-Gaming the SEC with me and Doring to talk about that. And, sometimes Billy, like, he'll start an answer and then he'll find his way maybe somewhere else. And he did that, and he started to bring up Brian Kelly. And he's like, talk to coaches. And if that Michigan job opens up, then Brian Kelly would certainly be interested in that. And, again, he said that a month ago. And, honestly, to me, it was a nothing. I'm like, well, I haven't heard that. That's the first I've ever heard of it. And that was the only mention that I knew of. And, again, that was a month ago. And it grew a little bit of legs, like on Saturday down south for a little bit, but it died down. And so, like, to see this weekend, and then Matt said, if this happened, if this happened, if this happened. And so that's really only the second time that I've heard of it.
I would say this. You can never, I can never trust any of these stories because of agent posturing, right? Like, every agent wants their client's name involved in any big potential opening. It's a great way to get raises, extensions, better buyouts. It's a great way to basically tell your fan base to sit down and shut up and be grateful for your 8 wins. I'm looking at you, Mark Stoops and A&M. And you look at Jimmy Sexton. I mean, Jimmy Sexton has made a career out of just attaching his coaches' names to openings to get buyouts and extensions. So I'm not saying that's 100% what happened here, but, I mean, you do have to be aware of that in these situations. And I'll say this. I'm sure someone very well connected told Billy Lucci something along these lines. I'm sure someone very well connected told Matt about that if this hypothetical situation arose that Kelly would leave. And I'm sure that very well connected person thinks they know what they're talking about. What I'm saying is it's impossible to know what you're talking about because there's too many variables. There's too many hypotheticals. And if you really sit down and think about, like, do a little thought experiment on what the PR would be if Kelly were to leave, you think about the money that Michigan is used to paying head coaches and the money that it would take for Kelly to leave the current contract, get bought out, and deal with the PR hit of, like, after making all these promises in 3 years and losing a new school. It just, I mean, none of it makes sense. Not saying it can happen because crazy things happen in college football, but to take this seriously or get upset one way or another is just wild, and you shouldn't. Treat it for what it is, fun, juicy goss, but give it no more credence than that, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would back you up and co-sign on that. It's just not something that I've heard. And you and I talk to a lot of people. It's just not something that you've heard either.
I mean, but again, so that's my point, though. Like, even if like my best source or most well-connected person told me this, that he would take that job, I still don't believe it or don't care.
Yeah.
Because it still probably will never arise. And again, even if it does, there's huge barriers of entry. And then if it happens, so what? I mean, I don't know. Look, BK's been really good in some ways, and certainly it would be a scramble or whatever. But, like, it's not. I don't know. It's not as if there's been anything overwhelmingly good that you feel like is irreplaceable. I mean, maybe I don't know. Is that wrong to say? I mean, you beat Alabama year 1, which was awesome, and you won a Heisman. But is it fair to lay those successes all at the feet of the head coach? I mean, I suppose you can't. It's tough to say. It's like quarterback. Too much credit, too much blame.
Yeah, it'd be tough. It'd be really tough this late in the game. To your point, like if you were trying to start over, if all those ifs did happen and you lost your head coach, it would be incredibly tough now as we are coming up on January to, basically hit reset again. And you're right now, you still got to find an offensive coordinator. But if that happened, then you're talking about a whole different situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you got your OC in house, and it's either Joe Sloan or Cortez Hankton or some combination of the two. Like this bowl game is now a tryout for Garrett Nussmeier. I think it's the same thing for those talented young coaches. I would be. What do you think, Jake? I would be surprised if they went outside to get an OC.
I don't know. I've heard different things. Yes, different people, right? I mean, there's some people when you try to, talk about some of the coaches on the staff and how well they've done, you get the side eye like this is LSU. There's no way that they'll hire from within. They won't make that move. They'll go big, bring a big fish in here. And so depending on who you talk to, I think that certainly you have candidates in-house. Joe Sloan's been an offensive coordinator before for multiple years in college football. We talked about that last time we did a show. Don't remember what day that was, but whatever day that was, we talked about it. Will you interview other people outside of the building? Probably so. But I do think you have multiple options, including a couple, and certainly Joe Sloan having, the resume of doing it before.
Yeah, I will. I'll be interested to see. Again, a lot of judgment, a lot of evaluation to be done in this LSU bowl game against a pretty hapless Wyoming team. LSU
Wisconsin.
must. What I say, Wyoming, same thing. They both start with a W.
Actually, Wyoming, a lot of grit.
Might be better.
A lot of grit.
Might be better. Wyoming might win that game.
Yeah. I mean, Wisconsin going to the dairy raid kind of got away from who they are.
Yeah.
Love Luke Fickell, but
I think Fickell will figure it out over time, but he ain't figured it out now.
no.
So I would say that this is just classic, fun, clicky food for thought, but I would say don't get mad one way or another, right? Don't get mad about Matt saying this. Like, why would he say this? Or like, don't get mad about why would BK want to leave? Because guess what? None of it actually exists. None of it right now.
What was the original question? Because I was like, of course, just like you, I got it sent to me by a bunch of people. Like, do you know what the original question? Did it mention
No
Michigan?
idea. I don't mess with Morning Scone.
No, it's a competitor.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Morning
Bud.
Scone. You can eat these scones, Matt.
But I do appreciate one thing
I
from
do
Matt.
appreciate giving us the 7 a.m. Segment, though, for the return. Thank you.
Yeah, I really do.
And the second day off.
And also the followers that pregame in the SEC got and the mentions we got because it brought that story back up.
Oh, there we
You
go.
know, because it was like attaching the two stories. And so a little second life, for an interview we did a month ago.
But, yeah. So, much ado about nothing. When we get
Your
back.
Hans Gruber's getting really good.
No, if I was going to do Hans Gruber, that's my shit. In the end, it was much ado about nothing. A McLean, a Moscona. All right, when we get back,
There's something there.
more OTB. We got some LSU transfer news to get to. Get your comments as well. Keep it locked right here, 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Toyota-thon going on. You need a new Toyota. You want All-Star, but what if you need work done on your vehicle? The body shop at All-Star is second to none, man. And it's not, obviously the quality of the work is top-notch. Otherwise, they wouldn't be working there in the first place. But it's the other advantages that really separate from the pack. The customer service, the lines of communication, the free estimate. We're going to let you know exactly what's going on. You approve any decisions that are made. The shuttle service to pick you up, drop you off. The rental cars right there on site. And right now, it's all makes and models, not just Toyota. You go in, you mention OTB, Jake, T-Bob, whatever. You get $100 towards that deductible insurance claim. Welcome to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, just because you didn't rent for the holidays, or maybe you did take advantage of the rental process. Maybe you're going to a bowl game. Maybe you're getting on the road. You need something a little bit bigger. Go rent that Toyota today. Per day rental prices on the website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985
Moscona, from all of us here at AFR, we're wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're going to take the holiday off, but we'll look forward to seeing you back here after the Christmas break on AFR. So join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Rolling right along in this post-Christmas break, rolling into the new year 2024. Right around the corner. You can hear it breathing if you listen close enough. Excited to see. Feels, again, every deeper year we get into the 2020s, it feels more and more like a sci-fi movie setting. Like, you kidding me? We're just casually going to be walking into 2024, boys.
I know.
Something that when we were growing up would have felt like there should be like flying cars and robots, and yet the only robot story I've heard lately is that one apparently attacked a Tesla line worker at the Tesla manufacturing machine, a robot that is designed to designed to move freshly crafted aluminum parts, shorted out, and just grabbed the dude's arm and made him bleed, apparently.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's
back in 2021, to be fair. For whatever reason, the wheels of justice move slow.
That was a long time ago.
And just now, old boy's getting his money, or trying to at least. Whereas, perfect record for the robots in 22 and 23, whatever that's worth.
Good job.
Yeah.
What's the, going back, which New Year's do you remember maybe the most?
Oh, Y2K.
Yeah,
obviously.
me too.
Obviously.
Yeah. Are y'all old enough to remember that? Actually
it was an
remember it,
threat.
99 and then turning to 2000?
I would have been 7. I'd have been 7 years old. So fringe right there.
Yeah,
of
fringe
remembering.
memory,
I'm not going to like Casey's answer.
I was not born.
Yeah. Figured
Yeah,
that
you're
was the
really
case.
not like Casey's
Born in
answer.
2001.
Yep,
so.
post Y2K.
Wow.
You don't even know the fear
No.
of thinking that planes were going to fall out the sky and all infrastructure was going to shut down.
Yeah.
Because I think it was because like computers in their internal dates would only have 2 numbers for the year instead of like the full like 1999. And so it was something like when 99 becomes 00, computers won't know how to function, and it's going to cause some sort of logic breakdown, and everything's going to shut down.
Yeah. You didn't even have the canned goods and bottled water stacked up in your guest room.
Yeah, we definitely did that. We also
We didn't have a
generally
guest room. It was probably my room.
we generally went to Toledo Bend to be with my mom's family for New Year's, which I love them, but looking back, very lame. This is why New Year's, like, nobody ever even stayed up. Like, I guess it was more of Christmas that we were doing up there, but every New Year's, for the majority of New Year's, everybody just go to bed, or it'd be like 2 people on a couch, kind of chilly, watching the ball drop.
Yeah.
It's such another reason why Y2K stands out was we had all these survival supplies down there in Cutoff, and that was going to be the Y2K escape plan.
Yeah.
But we still wanted to party on New Year's, so we went to Mandeville on the cul-de-sac that we grew up. And I remember throwing M80s at each other, shooting Texas pop rockets at one another, just having an awesome New Year's. And then the world didn't end, you know?
It did not. It did not end. Yeah. But, you know.
But I had a lot of ravioli on deck, so who really wins?
That's
Me.
right. A lot of Chef Boyardee, right? That's what ravioli you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Is there any other canned ravioli?
Yeah, I don't know. I could not name you a single other canned ravioli.
T-Bob was balling. I don't know.
That's true.
I'm balling on a budget, Chef Boyardee.
To be fair, one of my favorite developments for what me feels like the last 5 years, it was probably happened before that, have been people who grew up eating things like Chef Boyardee, but being like, these ingredients are trash though. What if we actually made them with good ingredients, right? You find a lot of these knockoff products at like a Trader Joe's or something like that, where you're getting, I hesitate to call them more healthy, just better tasting, more real ingredients, right? Less preservatives and whatnot. And it always tastes fantastic to me. So I would love to try whatever the new age equivalent is of some Chef Boyardee ravioli.
Yeah.
Because
There's
I'm
a
not gonna
fancy
lie,
version out there.
last time I stumbled into SpaghettiOs, I felt like I was eating puke.
Bro. It is not what you remember.
And I loved him growing up.
Oh,
and then,
same.
I mean, even the smell, I was like, is this okay to eat? Are we sure?
Smells like a chemical kind of.
Yeah. Like, is this going to make me sick?
Yeah, probably.
But 2024. I mean, hell, guys, 2020 was just like 5 minutes ago. How's it 2024 already?
Yeah, I've tried to erase 2020 from the brain. I think a
we
lot
were
of people have,
kind of talking about that before the show because I was asking Moose, like, when were you the producer? Because I crossed over with Moose here for just a little bit because I was coming from me and Haney were together. And, that doesn't seem like that long ago, but I'll be damned. It sure was. Because we're what? We're going on year 3.
I got no idea, actually.
I don't even. I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah, it has to be.
Sure.
I think y'all launched this version in 21 because I was still producing in this version of the show.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because it all went down at the beginning of 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Because I remember my sister and them went down. Damn. Wow. Hey, happy 3-year anniversary almost. We should celebrate here in a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you know any idea what day it was when we started?
No chance.
I think it was February 11th.
Wow.
I feel good about that.
Specific.
That is.
I feel good. I feel good about it too.
I can go look in the archives and we can test that
That's
theory.
2 days after my birthday, and I don't even remember that.
I feel really good about February 11th. Look, I'm the one in the relationship that cares about stuff like that, you know?
I think it was January 6th, wasn't it?
No, it was not.
Is that are you sure? For
positive.
some reason, January 6th is standing out at the forefront of my mind. I'm pretty sure that's when we launched the show 3 years ago. I wanted to get to some other LSU news. Deuce Chestnut hitting the portal.
Oh, that's news.
For real.
Yeah, for real, though.
As we
Publicly.
said the other day, the story that we heard, again, rumor, grain of salt, all that normal preface. The story that we had heard back during football season, which please just trust me when I say don't trust any college football news until it actually happens. Engage with it. have fun with it, but recognize nobody actually ever knows what's true except for the person who lived it, right? And I can speak to that. So I've had many of you yell at me constantly about January 9th, 2011, right? Or 2012, whatever. So like I've suffered it firsthand. But what we had heard is that Deuce Chestnut, when he was hurt, was like, hey, okay, team's going away game. Oh, I want to go visit my family. Okay. And then he went and visited other schools.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, and then so they called Bell. She's like, hey, thanks for letting me. Like, what? Huh? So very funny. But why this matters is whenever I had told people that, the thing they say is like, well, Deuce Chestnut already transferred. He can't transfer again, right? Well, in a shocking kind of commentary on how little the NCAA matters and how much things have been eroded, Jake, kind of snuck into the news cycle. The NCAA approved all multi-time transfers for next season. I'll read an excerpt from The Athletic. Quote, multi-time transfers in football and other fall sports who transfer before the end of the 23-24 academic calendar will be immediately eligible to participate in 24-25. Now, of course, this comes a couple weeks after a West Virginia court basically ruled against the NCAA in a case like this, citing Sherman antitrust laws, which, again, that's been, you know, the kind of revelation of the past couple of years is, the NCAA is a monopoly, right? Like, and they have undue illegal power and they need to be broken up. So the big point of this is that now essentially you have unlimited transfers in college sports, which feels a step too far. But again, until you completely shatter the NCAA and rework it into something new, you will run into problems like this because it's all the NCAA can do because they're not employees. There is no CBA. You can't restrict their movement in any sort of way because nothing's been agreed to in that sort of way. And so, now anybody that transferred can go ahead and do so again.
Yeah, it's really not shocking. I mean, a lot of people were transferring however many times they wanted to, and they'd get a waiver, and nobody's waiver really ever got declined. I mean, like,
or if they did, everybody rose such a stink about it, like Tez Walker or something that eventually the NCAA had to capitulate anyway.
I mean, how many times, like, all these quarterbacks, like JT Daniels comes to mind. He played for like 4 different schools and 4 different years. And
Career
so
finally over.
Yeah, he's medical. He decided to hang him up. But a lot of quarterbacks in a lot of different positions, I mean, they were transferring however many times they wanted, and they would get the waiver, like I said. And once this came about, I know there's players like Jalen Cook at LSU that was waiting to be eligible, but anytime the court gets involved with the NCAA, they must have the worst legal team of all time because they get terrified.
So I would say this, though. I'm not even going to blame their lawyers, Jake. It's just the fact that as an organization, that, like, I talked about this at length over the summer, and it's boring conversation, so I don't think anybody cared. It didn't do any numbers. But, like, as an organization, the NCAA has been illegal since its inception. Like, there's been, if you applied how the NCAA operates to any other sector of American business or culture, it's flatly illegal.
Yeah.
And we just accepted it forever, like because we all did. And then the second finally player empowerment, and as you said, people actually started bringing this to court, and I always go back to that we read excerpts. I remember the Justice Kavanaugh letter to the NCAA, which basically said exactly what I'm saying right now. Like, so you could probably be the best lawyer in the world, but if they got DNA evidence that your client was at the scene and fingerprints and everything, he did it. The NCAA did it.
But they don't even try. Like, 100%. But they don't even, like, once the courts get involved, like, they don't even try. They just, like, shut down now. So it's not that shocking. And, like, as soon as this West Virginia judge made that decision, I don't know if it was this show or another show that I said, I'm like, okay, well, that's it. Like, that's going to be a thing. Like, they're not going to really have an argument, or they're not going to fight it. And a couple of weeks down the road, we're going to have whenever you want to transfer. Whenever. Open transfers, however many times you want to do it. Honestly, though, it was kind of 85% that way already.
Yeah.
Like, no one was really getting denied for a waiver.
Well, and that's where, like, somebody, Dwayne D in the chat says, transferring every year is the dooming of college football. College football is now worse than professional, and that's the death knell for it. Well, okay, so I understand that immediate reaction, right? When I first heard about this West Virginia story, what I said as well was like, man, that kind of sucks because, like, I actually like where they're at right now, right? The free one-time transfer, and then you earn a second one. Like, I think that's a pretty good system. But if you actually think about it, Jake, how many people that you care about will be transferring any more than they were previously, right? Like in the past, you may lose a really good player,
Yeah.
but you're going to lose that guy anyway to a one-time transfer, right? There's very rarely going to be a guy who transfers in, is awesome, and then transfers out.
Right.
So, like, it's actually...
Certainly the place that we care about.
Yeah, the market's going to regulate itself in a lot of ways here. So, like, I would not be... as Jake said, this was basically already happening. It feels more extreme than it is if you actually sit down and critically think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point you just laid out. At a place like LSU, if someone transfers in, if they transfer out, it's probably because they call it like it is. They did something off the field probably.
Yeah,
They weren't the player that you thought they were going to be. I mean, something had to happen. You're not going to have a place like LSU, someone come in from somewhere else, be a star, and then try to go somewhere else.
Yes. Now you might have great hopes for them, and they come in and they never pan out, and then they leave. Sure, look at Denver Harris, look at Deuce Chestnut, but yeah, I actually don't think this is as big of a deal as it sounds like. Though again, that is why Deuce Chestnut can now transfer and be immediately eligible. So LSU now. I mean, and it's crazy thing about the NCAA. Like Charlie Baker was a senator, right?
Governor.
A governor?
Yeah.
Well, it takes the hubris of a politician to think that you could take over this NCAA thing and make it work in this modern age.
Yeah.
That's something Dan Carlin used to talk about on the Common Sense podcast where he stopped doing it, where it just kind of talking about how being a politician takes so much irrational self-confidence where you're like, I know I did some of these bad things, but it doesn't matter if anybody digs them up, or I know this or that will get exposed, but it doesn't matter. Like, you just have to really think you're the man, you're untouchable, and you're capable of anything, which, again, must serve Charlie Baker very well, although in this case maybe it betrayed him because he knew all of this about Justice Kavanaugh and the NCAA and what was going to be required, and he still dove headfirst in, and it's been a bit of a disaster. Like, I now see why Mark Emmert just didn't do anything, because you can't. So just sit back and collect the checks. Emmert's actually kind of genius. And, well, again, there's only one way this ends. It's what Chip Kelly talks about. Eventually, you have to shatter the NCAA when it comes to football, especially create your own independent league. Hopefully, you could then return these other schools to their more traditional conferences or something like it. But it does not end with the NCAA regaining its power of old.
No, I think the NCAA eventually down the road, they'll handle baseball and they'll handle men's basketball will be their biggest sport. They'll handle women's basketball and softball and all the sports that we love, but football will be its own thing. And football, the way they crown a champion already exists on its own.
Yeah,
college football playoff is not tied to the NCAA in any way, and so they already do it to crown a champion. It's not that far away from them just being their own thing already. Like the TV partners control college football already. The NCAA doesn't.
True.
And so go ahead, break off from the NCAA. Love it or hate it, right, wrong, or indifferent. Like that's what's probably going to happen. Have a players union, right? And just figure some things out that needed to be figured out a long time ago that you've been trying to hold on to that really you had no grip on.
Yeah, unfortunately for kids, I feel like once CBAs get involved, that's when earning actually can get capped. I wonder if now's the golden age, but maybe not.
I think now is. I kind of think now
but they're also going to get TV revenue
as far as the
and
free
other
market.
things.
The money might change because money just grows. That's the way it plays. But right now, like the free market, it might get capped, but they have to have, I think, some structure in a players union.
Gold rush feel right now.
It does. And if you're in the height of it right now, good on you.
Yes.
But like they probably need some protection, and they need some people in the portal as well that are advising them, and somebody they can like reach out to and that's not for like the top 1% because they've got the best of the best, but it's like those fringe starters from Power 5 teams that are in the conference right now. SEC, Big Ten, whatever, maybe they're going somewhere else and they're getting sold a bill of goods. Hey, you're worth this much. It's like, are you really though? And, like, who's handling that for you?
The market will decide. Coming up next here, and also agents are charging pretty exorbitant fees.
Yes.
For compared to not entertainment agents, these are normal fees for entertainment agents. For athletic agents, they're all juiced up because they're not capped.
That's actually a really good point that we've not really brought up, because they can't be the sports agent that charges 3%. They're all marketing agents with air quotes there that can charge 10%, 12%, 15%, 20% in some cases. And that's what they're charging, because technically, even though they are your sports agent, they're marketing agents because that's the way they have to title themselves for it to be legal.
When we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokee, $10,000 off new Jeep Grand Cherokee, and all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Everybody back from the break. We got bowl games and NFL action. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
So we were talking about transfer portal. Oh, what a great way to start a segment. So we were talking about transfer portal right before the break, and some are decrying it, not liking it. But after what are we into, boys? Like 2 years of this now? Is that right? Of Pirtle? Of like Pirtle? Of like full-on Pirtling?
No, longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I agree with Alex B., who says it's distributing the top-end talent across the NCAA more evenly. Depth charts are hurting across the country, special offensive line. Oh, well, I missed that latter half. I don't know that I actually think the depth charts are hurting. No, I think the transfer portal's actually been great for college football. I feel like it's had a great democratizing effect where, like, I thought it was going to lead to a crazy power concentration. But what I didn't realize is the crazy power concentration already existed, right? And yeah, like Bama may have more money that they're willing to spend than anyone, but they still aren't going to pay more for a 4-star backup than school X would for them to be their starter, right? So it's actually led, like, you had 17 players just leave Georgia. Who, granted, I think only like 2 of them actually played for Georgia, but you get the point, right? That's a lot of like 4 and 5 stars who are now going to go find their way to the field elsewhere. You can plug holes that you can never plug before. You're not sunk because you don't have a center or a quarterback or something. You at least be okay. Like, I actually now some will say this is just the NFLization of college football, and they're not wrong at all. But hey, there's a reason why the NFL product is king, and I actually love what the transfer portal's done for the sport, quite honestly.
When you look
and
at
NIL.
When you look at who is, like, right now playing for championships, like, you're still going to have some of the who's who. You're going to have the Georgias, although Georgia's thrived way better, like, recently than they did before the transfer portal. Not that they've done deep dives, but they've used it to their advantage. And you still have an Alabama there. But look at a program like a Washington. Look at a TCU last year. TCU last year had a ton of guys through the transfer portal. They got them to that point. Look at Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Florida State got back on the map because of the transfer portal. So it's had its impact as far as more teams have the ability to win a championship now because of it.
I agree.
Like, a lot of people thought the transfer portal, well, Georgia and Bama, they're going to stack up players, 20 deep. Well, 20 deep don't want to sit the bench.
No.
20 deep want to play. And they're going elsewhere. Like, Georgia just lost an edge rusher to Florida State because he wants to play.
We talking about Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Being a legitimate playoff team.
Because of it. You're right.
Maybe a national championship contender, which I do want to explore a bit later as Ole Miss gets Walter Nolan out the portal. A lot of teams comparing this to free agency. Here's the crucial difference that chat seems to be missing when comparing this to NFL free agency. NFL free agency was designed. Now, it came with its own battles. Actually, we should get the Cannon on sometime to talk about it because him, Reggie White, and others set out for an entire year creating what we now know as modern NFL free agency. But it's still a system that was designed and agreed to, even if some hands are forced through the court. The portal is more chaotic and Wild West, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's a natural growth, a natural kind of outcropping of having a fundamentally illegal system. And so you're trying to, which actually, I guess, in ways free agency may have been originally as well. It's just more codified because you have the CBA, so you agree to things like tampering and everything else. Whereas now there's just kind of no rules with the portal. Maybe on paper there are, but it doesn't really matter. There's no way to enforce anything. So, again, the portal would be something else that when you unionize and you CBA, players will probably have to give up some movement for advantages elsewhere, but it's something that will be more codified in the future than it is currently.
Like if you looked at let's just look at the top 15 teams here currently. Washington certainly is taking advantage of the times that we're in right now. Texas has taken advantage. They've been able to bounce back. Florida State would fall into that category. Missouri would fall into that category.
Yeah.
Missouri's best player, right, is someone that did not start his career at Mizzou. Ole Miss certainly has taken full advantage of it. Oklahoma, with Dylan Gabriel, fall back to kind of their standard through the transfer portal. Arizona, Oregon, Louisville.
LSU winning the West in year one under Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
There's no way you win the West year one.
LSU's Heisman Trophy quarterback came from Arizona State.
Yeah. So I think it's great for the sport, but that's just me. All right, when we get back, wrap up our 1 of OTB, and then hour 2, boys. We're going to do it. We're going to talk New Orleans Saints. So buckle up. More Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company. CommunitySteelCompany.com. CommunitySteelCo.com, excuse me. Go to the website. It's brand new. It's absolutely fantastic. But if you love the words new and fantastic, you're going to love working with Community Steel because they are both of those things, and they're growing rapidly, y'all. Like every day it seems like they're expanding, and it's because their customers are so satisfied. The prices are incredible. They buy steel directly from the wholesalers, make everything there on site in their own machines, so no middlemen jacking up the prices. There's the live and local sales team that understands you and your business and what they need. So any purlin, tubing, steel building, sheet metal, it's all there in Gonzales. Community Steel.
Go to the website, and I mean, we keep mentioning Gonzales because we want to hammer home that point that they are here, they are local. You can speak with someone here today and get your needs taken care of today. They don't have to call somebody and ask permission. They don't call somebody in Austin or Dallas or Houston or Atlanta, somewhere else. I mean, they make those decisions, and they can do everything right here in Gonzales, Louisiana. Give them a call today, 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
His name was King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
Hunt, Merry Christmas from everybody here at the Hunt Palmer Show. Hope it is a wonderful time with family and friends. Travel safely. We're going to take a couple of days. We're back Wednesday, and we'll get you ready for LSU and Wisconsin. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
We'll talk a little Ole Miss later on. Like I said, everybody's trying to predict records for next year. I still think 4 SEC teams make a 12-team playoff on average. Maybe I'll be wrong there. Maybe it'll end up being 3, though. I don't know. It probably feels like 4 from the SEC, 4 from the Big Ten, and then the rest kind of get the scraps. Maybe not. We'll see. But the point is, yes,
those would be some bare scraps.
You need to be in that top 4. And next year, it's looking a little hairy for the Tigers, Jake. I'm not going to lie. Right? Like Georgia, we're slotting them in. Bama, we're slotting them in. I actually, as much as I hate this, I'll slot Texas in. I'll give Sark credit, man. You know, I said I would if he did it, and he done gone and did it. And they have a lot returning, so congratulations. Also, they got nothing's easy in the SEC next year. They got a way better draw than Oklahoma did, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes interesting. So if that's your top 3, so what, Ole Miss, Mizzou, LSU, Oklahoma, you would still say is probably competing for that spot. Do you have anybody else that you would put in that tier?
No.
I mean, obviously there's people that should be there, right? Florida should be in that number, but they are just an abject disaster. So if we rank those 4, I think you're probably giving the most juice to Ole Miss right now, though there's debate between them and Mizzou that you could definitely have, right? But I would say Ole Miss, Mizzou, LSU, then Oklahoma. Fair?
I think I'd go Ole Miss, LSU, Mizzou, Oklahoma.
You bet LSU over Mizzou next year?
Yeah, just because
they did beat them this year.
They beat them at their house in Mizzou's best year in a long time. And obviously Ole Miss, like I give them the advantage because they took LSU down. And where they're trending, like we don't really know what LSU's roster is going to look like next year.
That's what I'm saying. These are all very, very early. Very, very early to say. I just mean that it could get a little hairy, right? You're running back a defensive coordinator that had a pretty disastrous year. You lost the OC. Like, have you ever? I don't know what this is from. The monkey's paw when it curls. Do y'all know this reference? When people talking about like the curling of the monkey's paw, it's from a movie or an old story. I understand what it means though, right? It's kind of like that movie Bedazzled.
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, with Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
Just to prove my Y2K age, where you wish for something and you technically get it, but it's in the most warped way possible, right? And so LSU fans put all this energy over wishing for a coordinator change, and then the monkey's paw curled, and they got their coordinator change, just not at all the one that they thought that they were going to get. So you have that old drama. You're obviously losing Jane Daniels. Now, the offense should still be awesome. Great wide receivers, maybe an even better O-line, which sounds absolutely absurd. And if Nuss is the guy, the offense should still be awesome, but it's just hard.
Running back room's deep.
Yeah, right back. But that's still a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's still a defense that has massive question marks, and it doesn't look like they've filled in a lot of the answers thus far.
So offensively, even with the new quarterback, and you lose a Heisman Trophy winner, so like we don't want to just hand wave that. But obviously, you've been grooming a quarterback to take over. We've seen flashes of this quarterback play, and so I think you feel confident in where he's at. And you're right. Like, the offensive line, like, they ain't going nowhere, and they might be better.
It's crazy.
They've got real pieces that have been waiting in the wings, like a Lance Hurd, that he's probably going to be a starter. And that is somebody that's going to play on Sundays. And so, yeah, the young receivers, who knows? Other guys still have decisions to be made. The tight end room. All the questions, again, on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, and even like back in the O-line, like Turner ended up being awesome, right? And credit to him. But even someone like DJ Chester represents maybe like even like a higher ceiling. Like, it's just, yeah, that O-line would be awesome next year. So we'll see. All right, when we get back, we're going to kick it off talking some Saints, and we got Mailbag. We'll do Weekend Winners to kick off Hour 3. Stay on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. Patient Plus UC, I don't know about y'all, but my entire holiday season, basically my family has just been a walking just cesspool of disease. But that's where Patient Plus has come in to try to make sure that everybody's feeling as good as they can within this time, right? And so, look, for life's unexpected moments, you need to get in, get better. You, the children, whoever, you want to go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. The facilities are going to blow you away, but what are facilities without people? All the best doctors, nurse practitioners. Ask about the membership while you're in their Patient Plus Urgent Care.
Yeah, the membership right there. Become a member today. You can find it on patientplusuc.com right there at the top of the homepage. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,000 off MSRP on new 23 Jeep Grand Cherokee. $10,000 off new Jeep Grand Cherokee. And all new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, December the 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect to see partly cloudy skies and a high of 64. Coming up in hour number 2 of Off the Bench, the Saints fighting for their playoff lives this weekend against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll begin to get your preview of that game on Sunday. Hour number 2 of OTB starts right now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! Ho, ho, ho! Welcome back. Hour 2 of OTB. Danny Teovor says, ugh, no Saints, they suck. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Well,
but the reason why we have to talk about them, yes, we did rehash some of the garbage that was Thursday night's game, where it was just so painfully clear. Like, not all records are. Oh, by the way, Casey, look, if you look at 8 a.m. here, there's a video from Doug Mouton that has a link. I want to play this with sound, so let me know whenever you have it ready, because it's going to reinforce the point here. But, Jake, you can have the same record in the NFL and be drastically different teams, right?
Yes,
that
absolutely.
was so painfully clear against the Rams on Thursday. Like, you saw one team, that's an actual NFL playoff team.
Yeah.
That could go, maybe make noise. They're heating up at the right time. And then you saw one team in the Saints who are just a step above putrid, right? and again, Doug will kind of prove this. But after Sunday's action, in which the Buccaneers go and handle the Jaguars, your playoff hopes are pretty much non-existent. To win the division, you would need to go on the road in Tampa and win, which, again, two teams that seem to be trending in opposite directions, but division game, you never quite know. Then you have to beat Atlanta at home in Week 18. You were saying, okay, T-Bob, we could. Saints could do it. Yes, but they also need the Bucs to lose to Carolina in Week 18, and I would highly doubt that would happen.
Carolina's won 2 games.
That's true.
This entire year.
Maybe make it 3.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, what if they don't win the division? Well, how about this? This kind of proves the point as well. Quote, New Orleans is one of 6 NFC teams with either a 7-8 or 8-7 record going into Week 17.
Okay.
The first tiebreakers, of course, head-to-head. Saints have lost to 4 of the other 5 teams they are competing with for those spots. And here to reinforce all of this is Doug Mouton from Channel 4, WBL in New Orleans, explaining the truth of this New Orleans Saints football team.
Playing hard, even when down big, is a common theme. But you know what else is a common theme? The Saints are just not good enough to beat good teams. That has been proven out all season. Now, the Saints are clearly better than the NFL's bottom feeders. They are 6-0 against these bad teams. But in 3 games against good teams, and I think the Rams are a really good team, the Saints are now 0-3. But here's the thing. Against the middle of the pack, the Saints are 1-5. This math tells you the Saints are better than the bad, but not as good as the mediocre, and they surely do not.
Leave that up. I want to leave that graphic up for the so I can explain to viewers here. So you're 6-0 against the likes of the Titans, Panthers, Bears, Giants, Patriots, right? And then he said, like, Jags, Lions, Rams, 0-3. But then, those middle of the pack ones, right, that you should at least be 500 against. And if you were, you would be winning a division. Your Packers, Bucks, Texans, Colts, Vikings, Falcons, 1-5. That's Dennis Allen, folks. To Dennis Allen has been his entire career. That's who he's going to continue to be. And if Saints leadership and Mickey Loomis cannot see that, then that's just then the only recourse you will have is to vote with your wallet and stop going to games, stop buying season tickets, which many have already done. But it is so all of this, Jake. I was devastated then to read Mike Triplett's piece on New Orleans Football, where he wrote this. All along, I felt Allen would be safe with at least 9 wins, an NFC South title, and a home playoff game, despite the uninspiring results of this maddeningly inconsistent season. But here's where it gets spooky. I still think Allen is safe with a 9-8 record, even if the Saints miss out on the playoffs. And if the Saints finish 8-9 with just one more win, that might be enough as well. Bruh. What Beijing gold medal mental gymnastics are we doing here that Mickey Loomis and Saints leadership could be? This ain't Mike Tomlin. I mean, Doug Peterson got fired for the last 3 years after winning a Super Bowl. He went 97-97. They fired him the next year. What are we talking about here, dude? And look, it worked out well for the Eagles. Look at them. Like, get the hell up out of here. And you know what the Eagles did? At least when they fired Peterson, Jake, they went 4-11 and they got Jalen Hurts. You couldn't even do that.
So, a couple things. One, Doug, there's not scrubs in the NFL, but we'll talk about that maybe at a later time.
Relative.
Okay,
it's all relative.
Like,
it's all oh my God. No, you're being a little cincy. It's all relative.
No. So this is something I can talk on. There's not scrubs in the NFL. But he like the breakdown's right. I mean, and really those games in the middle portion there, T, they weren't really close outside of one of those games. Like the others, like the score might look close, but it's because like you had the ball last and you scored when you were down 14 to make a 7-point game. Like, of the games, like, in that middle portion, the Packers probably the only one you felt like you should have won.
Yeah, true.
So it's not like you had, like, 4 heartbreakers in there.
Also, a disaster of a game that you lost. Like, a game that in and of itself is a huge black mark against the staff and how to blow an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter to Jordan Love.
And so, like, I mean, this is a coach in Dennis Allen that in 68 games, he's 22-46 now. He's 22-46. He's got a top 15 all-time, and this is not a good all-time, like, worst winning percentage. It is what it is at this point. And you start to look at some of the other coaches around him, they didn't last as long as him. And honestly, the coaches around him, they were in 1966, 1961, 1962, 1974. When things weren't like they are now.
Yeah, you were more willing to ride out a bad coach.
Like as far as like a modern coach, I mean, there's really not any around him. I mean, Hugh Jackson's around him. Hugh Jackson was 11-44 and 1 in his career as a head coach. And look, Hugh Jackson just got fired at Grambling. Like, I don't know what there is to see there, T. Like, if it was a situation where there was 2 really good years, and maybe those 2 years or of wins were 3 years ago, but it's like, but remember those 2 years, they're not that far away. But you don't have anything like that. You don't have them here. You don't have them in Oakland. You don't have them anywhere. So I don't know what they're falling back on to say 8 wins, 9 wins, that's going to be okay with. Like, the fact that you didn't win this division with this roster
and this schedule, like Nookie says it right here, the non-division schedule was as easy as you could ever hope for, and your division was trash. Like, this is not a real 7-8 record. This is closer to like a 4-10 or a 5-10. It's just that you got lucky and you had so much, relative trash on your schedule. It's like, I guess, actually, Jake, you know what? In a roundabout way, Saints fans should be happy because this should lead to change. And honestly, Dennis Allen lucked out so much of this schedule that the Saints should have taken advantage and found a way to win the division, and then you'd be stuck with them for like 4 or 5 more years with how the Saints seem to operate. But, like, you have to contextualize 9-8 against this schedule because it's not good enough. I don't care if you win these next 2 games. I don't care what you win. I don't care if you even break out and win the division. Change has to come. And look, you got the oldest, you just ran out the oldest roster in the league led by Dennis Allen and Derek Carr. And you got the same results that they've been giving you their entire career. And look, if you make change, no one can accuse you of not trying. Like, the Peyton era of the Saints is clearly over. If you try again next year, I'm going to start calling you a necrophiliac because no one should be attracted to a clearly dead corpse, which is the Peyton era of Saints football.
So
blow it up. Start over.
As I'm looking at it, I mentioned 15th, right? And we're not saying, you had to coach this amount of games. I mean, everybody around him coached about the same amount of games. 68 games, he's 15th worst all time. Josh McDaniels is 29th.
Oh, my God. Josh McDaniel?
29th, yeah.
Dennis Allen is worse than Josh McDaniel.
Yep.
Josh McDaniel, we were just laughing this morning about how Josh McDaniel must be, has to be just one of the worst human beings to have coach you at football ever.
Adam Gase is 38th.
What?
Yeah.
Coke-eyed Adam?
Yeah. Adam Gase has, 10 more wins than Dennis Allen in his career. Hell, Butch Davis is 43rd.
Right, chill out. Butch Davis won an Natty Dog.
Yeah, that was in college. I was in college. I could keep going. Jay Gruden, Mike McCoy, Chan Gailey, Cliff Kingsbury. Shout out Jim Haslett.
Hey, Cliff was all right there for a little minute. Cliff had just awful ends of the seasons. Don't know why, but just like completely fell apart at the end of every year. Look, all this is doing is furthering the point, Jake. This is so depressing, these names that you're listening. Because the chances are your immediate reaction when you hear these names is to laugh. And then you recognize, oh, no, my guy's markedly worse. And they're talking about running him back if you beat Tampa.
Yeah.
Or if you beat a Falcons team led by Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke.
Jim Schwartz, who was the coach of all those
the
bad,
Ofer team, right? The Ofer 16?
All the bad Lions teams. I don't know if he was there, but he was around that time. He's above you.
Bruh.
He has a 36.3 win percentage, and it's Allen 32.4%.
25% of your wins against the Panthers? Yeah, true. And look, I know everybody is saying, fire Mickey Loomis, and you're exactly right, but he owns the team, so it's not happening. You might as well view him as part owner. So you just have to pressure Mickey Loomis to make the moves that need to be made. And I know many of y'all did by selling your Lions tickets, but he seemed to have missed the message, thinking that you were doing so just so you could provide presents for your children because you're on such hard times because you live in a state that is losing more citizens than nearly any other state in the entire country as everything breaks down around you. Come on. The leadership of the LA Ledge can't get anything right, can't do anything to convince businesses to stay here. The least we can do is be okay at sports, okay? Come the hell on. Let Ja Morant break your heart again, second time in a week. Saints putting that nasty-ass product out on Thursday. LSU paying Matt House $2 million in this poor of a state. Spit on all of it. Get it fixed. Pelicans are actually fine this year.
How about this comment from Alex B., which it makes it even more sad? If we're being honest, every coach of and the quarterback in the division should be fired, replaced. Maybe the only one that's earned his job is Baker. Not quarterback, maybe not, but Carolina's already fired their coach.
Yeah.
Atlanta's probably going to fire their coach.
Yeah,
They've got
Arthur
quarterback
Smith's been
issues.
an awful coordinator.
Yeah. So Tampa Bay, Baker's played well, so they might be okay there, but it's not like everything's hunky-dory.
Just fire the whole NFC
Your
South.
entire division needs a new quarterback, basically, and a new head coach, and you still are playing as poor as you are.
What's the Falcons' record now, then?
Let's see, they 8 or 7?
Bro, if the Falcons get Jaden Daniels,
the Falcons are 7-8. Yeah.
So they're probably leaning outside Daniels' range as well. But
yeah,
if the Falcons get Jaden Daniels, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna be upset. I don't know. I don't know what else I would do.
What would y'all do?
But I'll be much weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah.
Also, again, because the fantasy of what a cultural phenomenon he would have been here in New Orleans had, you actually gone ahead and sucked instead of only cosplaying as a good team while actually just being fat underneath that muscle shirt you have on. Yeah, what a bummer.
On the big board right now, according to ESPN's draft analyst, they've got Jaden number 16 overall. I've seen him much higher than that. Malik Neighbors is the highest rated. This is just Mel Kiper's big board. It's got Malik number 7 overall.
Bro, Jaden 16 is doable if you go 7-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lose these last 2 games. Lose.
But also, it's got Marvin Harrison Jr. as his top-rated player. So
Lose these last 2 games. Give yourself an outside shot at JD5. Trade everything. Blow up everything and trade everything to get Jaden Daniels and start the new era. That's where I'm at.
We'd love for it to be Jaden Daniels, but the fact, I mean, we kind of joke about it, and it's great for us doing radio in New Orleans, but the fact that they haven't taken a quarterback in the first round since Archie Manning, like, what do we do?
It's malpractice. Like,
yes.
Again, if they were doctors, we could sue them and win money.
Probably
if they were lawyers, they would be disbarred. They were evangelists showing up on the shores of our tribe where we had never had interaction with the modern world. We would murder them and feast on them. Just terribly ineffective. Terribly ineffective.
There's a lot of decisions to be made for that team. And the salary cap number, at this point, that's one thing they actually do really, really well is find a way to get under that, but still over $80 million over the cap.
It's not.
Some of the contracts they have, like, are they going to stick with them because they are the contracts?
The one thing they'll have to do, is my understanding, is so a lot of how they manage it is they defer costs to the future because, but that's how they ended up so old. To be fair, right? That's why they have the oldest roster in the entire league. So at some point, I think you are going to have to swallow. Like, remember when the cap went down because of COVID and everything. That screwed up the plans, and that's why you lost like a Trey Hendrickson and others, right? So at some point, you are going to have to swallow that bitter pill. I still believe it's not going to be as extreme as it looks on paper, but you are going to have to kind of pay the piper a bit one time. So maybe it's next year. I don't know.
If it makes you feel better, Matt Miller's latest mock draft has Jaden going to the Giants 4th overall, not the Falcons.
That makes sense.
So if that makes you feel any better, has Malik Neighbors going to the Bears, 8th overall. It has the Saints.
Still trying to make Justin Fields happy.
It has the Saints taking Keon Coleman, receiver from Florida State, so another receiver.
Get Derek Carr, another receiver. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All in, baby. All right. When we get back, let's do OTB Mailbag. Get your questions in chat.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Once again, I'm telling you about the body shop at All-Star. All makes and models welcome. Doesn't have to be Toyota. Also, all insurance claims welcome as well. And you can take advantage of the free professional estimates, the excellent lines of communication where they keep you updated exactly what's going on. No big decisions made without you. The great pricing, the quality of the work, the shuttle service, the rental cars right there on site, the factory parts right there on site. And right now, if you mention T-Bob, Hester, Jake, OTB, any of it, you get $100 towards that deductible. So what are you waiting for? All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Go check them out today.
Yeah, go to the website and check out those per-day rental prices that we talk about all the time because maybe you still got a trip. Maybe you're going somewhere for New Year's. Maybe you're going to the LSU Bowl game down in Tampa. Whatever the case might be. Maybe it's just around town for a day or 2 days. Check those prices out. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford is taking $15,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ford Expedition. $15,000 off new Ford Expedition. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Moscona, from all of us here at AFR, we're wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're going to take the holiday off, but we'll look forward to seeing you back here after the Christmas break on AFR. So join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, y'all, welcome back. OTB. Let's do a little OTB Mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Greg Lamont, do you think the Carr contract will dissuade coaching candidates from considering the Saints job? I feel like generally when guys get offered an NFL job, they take it. I'm trying to think about who would be the quality candidate out there that would be good enough to where he could be like, nah, I'm not into it because Derek Carr's there. But I don't know. I think that's where it's on the front office to give some assurances that, look, we'll judge you accordingly. Or maybe the front office, maybe they do the opposite. Like, you have to make Carr work. We're paying him $40 million. But either way, I feel like you take NFL jobs, head jobs, when offered them.
I'm trying to think, like, who the hottest name would even be.
Go get Eric Bieniemy and just pull a Jeff Levy and just be like, we're going to score some points and we're going to put up some yards.
Could do that. There's going to be a lot of teams that are looking for a new head coach, it feels like. There's already some.
Yeah.
Bieniemy, I think, will certainly get some run. Harbaugh is going to be a name, kind of going back to that. Ben Johnson, the OC for the Lions, feels like he'll get some. I don't know. Antonio Pierce, like, what if he didn't work out for the Raiders, but somebody else would want to hire him?
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Is Mizzou a one-season wonder?
No, I think they're doing things that they haven't really either ever done or done for a long time. Like Caden Green going from Oklahoma to Missouri in the transfer portal. He was the highest rated offensive lineman in the portal, and he's leaving a place like Oklahoma to go to Mizzou. They got a top 3 overall high school recruit. They've got Cook and Burden coming back. Nah, they got some juice.
Oklahoma.
And both their coordinators, Kirby Moore and Blake Baker, re-signed.
Oklahoma having to replace their entire starting offensive line. And Dylan Gabriel. Tough one. But no, I think they're at least going to be good again next year because they got their quarterback come back too. Right?
Yeah, Brady Cook.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just reinforcing more. Like, I think it looks sustainable beyond that. But ultimately, it's kind of how I feel like Washington next year. I think they're still going to be really good, but I do need to see what DeBoer can do post-Penix.
Can we get Cody Schrader another year?
No.
Okay.
They got Marcus Carroll, dude. They're fine.
They do, yeah, I know. He had a, 45-yarder against LSU?
Yeah. Hashtag go to mailbag. Which holiday food are you burnt out on? I would say just maybe in general, like, sweet stuff. I don't eat normally, but I've eaten like so many cookies.
Give them all to me.
Pancakes.
Yep.
Ooh, the monkey bread this year. We finally got right after years of screwing it up. Yeah, just
That's why
kind
I love
of
the holidays. Give me all the sweets.
sweets in general. My gastrointestinal tract is just in complete disrepair right now. Just awful.
Right.
Foundation's cracking.
That pillar's wobbling.
It's not good. It's still pretty strong, though, because we all ate something that caused every other member of my family to throw up exactly once, but not me. Because I'm a dog. Built different.
Ironclad.
Yep. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Does constant movement of high-profile quarterbacks via the portal mean programs are less incentivized to develop their own QBs, or is this just an anomaly of the system being new? No, I think every coach has to win games now, right? And so if the question is, do I roll with this freshman who has no experience, or do I go get a guy who has more experience? You're generally going to go with the guy that has more, unless you believe in the potential of the new guy, or maybe your hand's even forced by boosters, right? I think both Tennessee and Oklahoma are fascinated in this, in that, well, Joe Milton, they kind of wanted Joe Milton out anyway. But like Nico Onleve is playing for Tennessee next year, no matter what.
Yeah.
You didn't pay him $8 million for him to sit the bench. Oklahoma's fascinating because probably a bit of the same with Jackson Arnold. Dylan Gabriel was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Heisman candidate. And yet you run him out of town? Is it because you believe in the 5-star Jackson Arnold, or is it because you have to believe because what you've invested in him? Either way, that's when you're incentivized maybe to develop those young guys. So, no, I think there is a bit of disincentivization of developing when you can go get a more proven guy right away that can give you a better chance of winning games.
I mean, if you're a young quarterback and you want to play at the school that you signed with, you're going to have to ball out in practice and be a practice player. You're going to have to build trust and belief through practice that you can go out there and the coaches can believe in you. Like, you're not always going to get an opportunity. Now, like for LSU's case, they have seen Garrett Nussmeier in game situations in multiple years that give them a better confidence. And so they go get a player out of the portal and Swan from Vanderbilt that they feel like is starter quality and, going to create competition, but they didn't bring in the biggest fish because they do believe in Nussmeier, and it's because of what they've seen in practice. And he's got the opportunity in a couple of different games, but if he didn't get that opportunity, it was going to be based all on practice.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you don't create that belief in practice, then, they're going to go get a player out of the portal. Like, the days of hoping and assuming that a guy's going to take that step and you're going to give it to him because it's his job, he's next in line, well, that's over.
I agree.
What do y'all think for team success, especially with this year? When you look at the Heisman, the 3 quarterbacks up for that all transfers. When you look at the playoff, it's half and half. Milroe, McCarthy have been at Michigan and Alabama, and your other 2 are transfers. Do you think there's any correlation there?
I think there is more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
And that 50-50 split makes sense to me and will probably continue to see that on any given year. Like, it's interesting, right? Ohio State tried to roll with their in-house option that they developed, and they may have been better off pursuing somebody. So it goes down to scouting. Do you believe in your guy? Do you not? But I would imagine that we'll just see a mixed bag. I don't think there's going to be one dominant strategy or over the other. Could be wrong, though, because, I mean, they tried to replace Milroe.
Yeah.
With
the
transfers.
Yeah.
It just
They did.
didn't
yeah,
work.
and he won the job. I mean, to your point, the two quarterbacks in the SEC championship game were both homegrown.
Yeah.
The two quarterbacks in the Big Ten championship game, homegrown. So, I mean, there is a way to do that, and some of these stable programs are doing that. And Georgia's and Alabama's of the world, Michigan's of the world. Ohio State did try to do it. I'm with T-Bob. I think there's more than one way to do it, but I mean, there's sometimes you can't pass up on certain quarterbacks.
Hell no, especially if you've got a really good team and the only thing you're unsure about is quarterback.
Yeah.
If you get an upgrade at the most important position, you go for it. Hashtag OG Mailbag, possible Brian Kelly replacement.
No. How you doing that? Not
Eli
today.
Drinkwitz.
Oh,
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Eli in the boot.
Oh, Eli would have too much fun down here.
Mark Stoop. No, get the hell out of here, Mark. Don't let Jimmy Sexton
Don't you
anywhere.
call him Mark Boops.
What?
Don't you do it.
Yeah. You're right. My bad.
No,
my bad.
don't. No, nope.
No, you're right. No, my bad, dude. My bad. Hey, Kentucky fans, remember, you should be grateful that you pay $8 million a year for 8 wins, okay? $1 million per win is a good price. And I don't care if you don't ever beat SEC teams with winning records, only 2 in a decade, because you're Kentucky, and you'll never be more than that. So just shut up and eat this pile of crap. It's like did you see the
want
Billy
Joker
Napier?
Phillips to come back and be the coach?
Speaking of having to eat there are times in life when people are served a plate of poop and they're forced to eat it and they're forced to grin and say, thank you for feeding me this crap. And did you see Billy Napier's quote after Trevor Etienne went to Georgia?
I did not.
He said, quote, Trevor's been great for the Gators. That's what I would say. I've got nothing but respect for Trevor. His attitude, his practice habits, his contribution to the team, nothing but respect. We wish him well going forward. That had to hurt.
Not been a great run here for Billy Napier and the Florida Gators.
No, I'm calling him Black Spot Billy. No more Sunbelt Billy. It's like he's got the old Treasure Island black spot mailed to him. That's a dead man walking. Hashtag go to Mailbag, boys. What's your favorite Christmas present?
So I tell my wife, I don't want a gift. Don't get me a gift, and I mean that when I say that. So my mom got me some great stuff. My mother-in-law was my Elster, got me some new Air Force Ones.
Ooh, so now you can finally get to stomping in your Air Force Ones?
Every day.
Hell yeah.
Except today, I wore Adidas today.
Okay.
What
Congress.
What is an Elfster?
It's an app.
Yeah, what is an Elfster? You're right. I just kind of skimmed over this word that I've never heard
Elster
before.
is an app, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like you draw names. Like everybody puts their
kind of like a Secret
names
Santa?
into. Yeah, you put your names into it. It draws for you, and then you can create a wish list to give that person an idea of what you want. And then you set the limit on the app too. And so it's just a way. Yeah, it's like a Secret Santa, but it's just an app that they've created.
Moose, did you have a favorite Christmas present?
Some nice new rocks glasses that I like a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. What about you, Casey? Anything new?
Actually, I got something pretty simple.
What's that?
Got some brand new guitar picks.
Oh,
okay.
Specific to an artist that I really enjoy.
Oh,
They're
hell yeah. Nice.
They're custom ones, so I got some of those.
Oh, that's cool as hell. It's a very thoughtful gift.
Yeah, it is.
Zach Moe, who is a great member of the chat, who has really gave me a 3D printed Star Wars chess set, which was incredible. Some 3D printed Star Wars ornaments. This year, a steel, like a full solid steel 3D printed Gollum head that looks awesome. It works as like a paperweight. I love just fiddling with it while like hosting shows and stuff. It was also, I bought my kids a bunch of these Disney made, or Ravensburg Games, I guess, made a kind of a Disney like competitive card game, like a Magic the Gathering, but with Disney stuff. And I bought my kids a ton of the cards, knowing that they're entirely too young to be able to play the game just so I could like open card packs and sleeve them and everything. So that was kind of for me. That was kind of me buying me a gift through the guise of a gift for my children. Like I allowed them to open it with me because they liked to look at them originally. And then I immediately was like, get your grubby little oil-ridden child's hands off of these. We need to take care of these and sleeve them and put them away correctly. So they didn't get to play with them. What are you going to do? Thank you, Zach.
That's the only gift you got?
I got a cool book as well. That was kind of about the, it's kind of funny. Another Disney thing. It's a deep dive into the history of Disney animation, which I'm a bit of a nerd about.
Yeah,
just the kind of creation of the company and how this new art form all came about and everything, and it's awesome. So yeah, that was it. I mean, whatever. This is cheesy as hell, but the best thing is when you get your kids something that they really like.
Yeah,
like they literally just played with that Barbie Dream House all day long, while I like drank coffee and ate monkey bread and drank that delicious. I would say that bottle of Macallan was one of my favorite Christmas presents you got me.
Oh,
was it good? It's on its last legs. It's about to be killed, but
it had a short lifespan. Well, I mean, 15 years, but
it was fun while it lasted.
Short lifespan once it passed owners.
You know me and 15-year-olds. Yeah, you get around this guy, you just don't last long. You know, I'll drink you right up, slurp you down. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What kind of trials does Gordon handle? Because I may be in a fight after this last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know
get Gordon, get it done. Gordon McKernan, injury attorney. You need somebody who's going to stand up to the insurance companies? You need Gordon. Somebody's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. 225-888-8888. Any of the area codes followed by the 8s. You go follow them on social media at Get Gordon. You can check out the incredible content they always get going down, the Grubbin with G series, everything else. Get Gordon. Get it done today.
Go to getgordon.com to find cases they can handle for you, past client results. All that information is right there. What they're doing in the community, right on social media at Get Gordon is always the handle. So check out that information. And then always, anywhere in the state of Louisiana, your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
We're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept secret in town is out.
Hager, join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Everybody back from the break. We got bowl games and NFL action. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Moose, and Casey Gaines hanging out with you today. Hope you're all having an excellent day. While we were out, Ole Miss made it official. Walter Nolan committing to the Rebs, and I think the natural question, Jake, is Ole Miss now a national championship contender? And I've thought a lot about this. And initially I'm like, well, I think it's kind of tough to say. I think the offensive line is still maybe their weakness. The defense should be awesome, right? But I still need Pete Golden to go improve it. I also think we've seen kind of all-star teams put together an NFL free agency that go awry, right? You remember that old Steve Spurrier Commanders team? That it was like had like Deion Sanders and others. It was supposed to be awesome. They blew up. Or that old Eagles dream team that wasn't Vince Young on that?
Yeah, he was like the backup quarterback.
Yeah. They're supposed to be the dream team. That all blew up. So like, no, it's tough to build. It's tough to bring in a ton of new faces and build a cohesive, effective culture, get everybody to buy in, especially because things like the portal are kind of inherently more me than we. But if he can pull it off, the results could be extraordinary. And this is what I would say for Ole Miss. I think in the least, the expectation needs to be making a 12-team playoff. They've won 10 games 2 of the last 3 years of regular season. A 10-2 regular season would get you into the playoff next year. And you're going to be way better than those other two rosters that I just referenced. And so I think of it like a scale. Is Ole Miss a national championship contender? I think if 0 is it all blows up and nothing works, like 5 is you're the last one in the playoff, and 10 is you're playing for a natty. I with like 5 being most likely, right? I think it's like, it's at the far end of the scale. It's not likely. It is possible, but not likely that they would actually contend for a national championship. But even having that as the ceiling on their scale is a testament to what they've built.
So here's why I would favor them to have a monster year next year. Now, 12-team playoff, it changes things. I think they're absolutely in that conversation. They were there already this year. They would be in a 12-team playoff. But why I think that they can rise above that and really be a contender on the same level as some of the other teams that are trying to knock down the Georgia and Alabama of the SEC is because of who they have returning from their current roster, not even necessarily who they're bringing in. Because who they're bringing in, I think, are very talented players, but you just never know how a transfer is going to work out. You just don't know. Now, some of these transfers being within the same league, that does help because they're not going to be facing, new challenges. And I look at a guy like Omar Spates. Omar Spates coming to LSU, he was an all Pac-12 first-teamer, up for Defensive Player of the Year. You turned on the tape, and he flashed every single game that he was a part of.
What could have happened to him to make him look less than?
Oh.
I wonder.
Well,
it's almost like you had so many good defensive players that for some reason didn't live up to their potential this year.
There's that portion of it. There's that portion of it, but also it's a different league. And you don't know how, right? You don't know how he's going to translate to the new league. And, there was some of the speed of the SEC that I think was a struggle. And so you look at that and it's like, okay, well, if you're coming from another league, like it's just not automatic that you're going to be the player that you were. But I think some of these guys coming from the SEC, you know what they look like. You've seen them against the same competition. And so you can be excited for the guys that Ole Miss are bringing in if you're an Ole Miss fan. But I think you should be more excited with you bringing back quarterback, running back, tight end, top receiver from guys that have already done in that uniform this year.
Yeah, you still have your main dogs, but now you team up a Trey Harris with a Juice Wells, and that becomes very exciting.
Done it in this league. Yeah, Walter Nolan done it in this league. And that, I think that is the difference for me.
Are they good on the O-line, though? I mean, that's still kind of my question. I
think they're good enough.
I guess they got the interior. Wait, yeah, they got one of the top-ranked interior guys, I think, maybe to come in. We'll see. We'll see. But make no mistake, Lane Kiffin should have the pressure of playoff or bust on his shoulders.
Yes.
Absolutely, right?
I don't think there's any question.
Like, they probably invested $8 to $10 million in this roster. They need to see dividends. Let's close out hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Check out Central Plumbing for all of your plumbing issues. Like I said, it's a good chance after this holiday season that your own gastrointestinal tract is out of control, which means your plumbing can be out of control, which means you need to take advantage of the 24/7 emergency service. So easy to line up a time. Licensed bond and insured employees entering your home. Flat rate pricing. Great warranty. Why would you go anywhere else in the place? Been doing it for 5 decades. Centralplumbing.org.
It doesn't have to only be that situation that T-Bob is talking about. Now, 24/7 does mean 365. So even during a holiday, if you have an issue, Central Plumbing can come out and they're going to help you get that issue fixed. But also, if you're looking to upgrade at your house or at your business, doesn't matter how big, how small the job is, they can come in, they can upgrade whatever you've got going on. Also, go tankless with the tankless water heater. Centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here. Now, for life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Glide and twirl in a winter wonderland. Skating on the river is back. Ice skating at the Raising Cane's River Center Arena, December 18th through 31st. Visit RaisingCanesRiverCenter.com for scheduled times, dates, and to purchase tickets. Sponsored by Fox 44, NBC Local 33, Guarantee Media, and Acadian Ambulance.
Bayou Ford is taking $15,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ford Expedition. $15,000 off new Ford Expedition. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is...
Hunt, Merry Christmas from everybody here at the Hunt Palmer Show. Hope it is a wonderful time with family and friends. Travel safely. We're going to take a couple of days. We're back Wednesday, and we'll get you ready for LSU and Wisconsin. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What a little treat. Just found a peppermint in my pocket. Tasty. Welcome back, OTB. Dalton Barnett. Can a brother get a Robbie Ashford this morning? There you go, Dalton. Hope you're having a great day. Merry Christmas. Dalton's in the portal?
Robbie Ashford.
Oh. I was going to say, Dalton, don't leave OTB. We love you here, dude. No need. Yeah. Yep, that does nothing for me. I was just checking to see if Robbie Ashford in the portal did anything for me, and I did not feel the slightest change in any biometrics going on.
No, I didn't think it did. I
know. I hadn't even known that.
No, just letting you know.
Trevor Etienne committed to Georgia, so that's tight.
Yeah. They needed another back.
What a charmed existence Georgia Bulldogs live. Just wake up every day and you just know you just got a positive news cycle heading your way.
Yeah.
Another 5-star commit, another flip, another this, another that. It's like that Huey, Dewey, and Louie cartoon, Christmas every day. Until you end up being miserable, though. Eventually, I guess.
I don't know that I can allow you to have that peppermint in for the rest of the segment because...
Is it triggering your ASMR? You getting a little turned on?
No, because Bobby has a cough drop in every show. And I'm like, Bobby, I know you can hear you clinkling that thing around.
It does clink, doesn't it?
On your teeth.
Yeah.
And he does it every show. The entire 3 hours. He's a cough drop fiend.
I can't believe you tried to shame him for using a shower disc to open up his lungs.
It's not very meatheadish.
Yes, it is, dude.
Use a lavender shower disc.
Yeah, lavender's relaxing.
Bruh.
It's time to evolve, Jake. If you deny yourself
I am who
shower
I am.
disc, you're gonna die a sad old man alone.
But with a lot of grit.
No, that's toxic masculinity.
Well, yeah, maybe it
Manly
is.
men can use shower discs. You can do Epsom salt baths. You can do face masks if you want. You can do under eye bags even. Or those little things that you put on your eye bags.
Yeah, the Doorings.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I call those.
Boy, I know you probably use an eye bag.
I've never used one.
I don't think you have used one, but I think you're open to using one.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think so.
Shower disc, step too far.
No. Using refrigerated under eye attachments is way less gritty than using a shower
you're right.
disc.
Both are non-grit.
Yeah.
You're right.
Is peppermint a legitimate sweet treat, though? After a meal. Nobody's reaching for the peppermint just...
I love a good peppermint,
You're not taking the
though.
peppermint on the date. It's the cigarette after the sex.
Yeah. It's a weird way to get there.
Yeah.
But you're right. I love a good peppermint after a meal. If they got like a bowl of great peppermints, I'm going to take one.
Yeah, every time. Every time. It's like a toothpick.
Oh.
I don't even pick my teeth with it. Just chew on it.
I'm going to get a wood post. No doubt about it. Every
Peppermint
time.
after the meal or that chocolate mint with like the green?
No, peppermint. I hate the chocolate mint. Get the hell out of
You
here.
hate them?
I don't
Whoa.
I hate the chocolate mint.
You hate them?
I loathe mint chocolate.
Oh, I love mint chocolate. Olive
Might as
Garden.
well brush my
Olive
teeth.
Garden gives me. Yeah, I'm gonna give me those. I'm gonna take all 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see a mint chocolate on my pillow at a hotel room, and I throw a chair through the window.
Well,
Def Leppard style. So I'm never staying here again.
You can't hide money.
That's why I got kicked out of so many hotels in Mobile.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's why I can only stay at the Holiday Inn now. because they kept leaving these crappy ass mint chocolate all over my pillows until I just smashed multiple hotel rooms.
The
Fort
Conti?
Conti Inn, can't stay
Conti?
there. It kicked me out the Admiral.
You stayed at the Admiral?
No, just for the joke. No. Fort Conti and the Holiday Inn were the
You know,
only ones.
this year when
The Admiral's a nice one.
This year when we're at the Senior Bowl, it's during in the thick of Mardi Gras, so there's going to be a lot of people there, and it's going to be a little bit different scene.
Good, I can get even more hungover for the morning shows. Can't wait.
As long as you show up, which you always do.
Always do.
Yep.
Look, Ryan said I can come stay at his place. Cool. Just no mint chocolate, you bastard.
Yeah, now he's a fatherless son.
Yeah.
Wow. This took a turn.
No, I don't like Thin Mints either, Daniel, so get the hell out of here.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Thank you, Acadiana, for over 56 years of allowing Corvell Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From the Corvell Toyota family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Countryside,
I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday, December the 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see partly cloudy skies with a high of 64. Coming up on OTB OT, we have our weekend winners from a long holiday weekend. Excuse me. As well as Ask the Bench. OTB OT starts right now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. T-Bob Jake. I almost said Mario. Out of just like
Where is Mario?
muscle memory.
Where's he at, Moose? You know? No.
Moose,
I have no idea.
No, I know Casey's on.
He sent us a very happy seeming picture.
On vacation, but I don't know where.
Mario sent us a very happy seeming picture from. It
he went to Biloxi.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
he went to Biloxi.
Little
That's
getaway.
right. Okay.
He looked like he was in a very good mood. I was happy for our boy.
He did. He had food in front of him.
Yep.
Looked like he was in a great mood,
Yep.
even though he had the Saints gear on that I know is not bringing him joy right now.
Yeah. You're amongst friends there in Biloxi.
Yeah.
Certainly.
For sure.
Full South team. Let's go ahead, and I got to be honest, I did not do near the amount of research on winners as I generally do. This is an extended winner, so there's probably a million of them. So if you want to get your winners in the chat, feel free. But right now, let's do some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. What's that? Win the whole thing.
Weekend winner, Premier League fans. I always feel like I miss out on Boxing Day by not having a Premier League team.
You do.
Feels like such a fun day to just like have games on constantly. And sure, Everton lost, but I hope you had a good one either way, Jake.
They did 2-1 to Tottenham. They had a goal call back for all offsides.
To be honest, I had no idea that any of this happened.
Yeah, but they played. They've been playing really good though.
Hell yeah,
they have.
It's like the Chargers. Your teams just love.
We almost almost win.
Yeah,
yeah. But Everton's actually been winning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just not this.
Boxing Day was good though.
Yeah, it's good. It's
It
entertaining.
seems fun.
It is. It's a great day. We're gonna get you there eventually, and by that I mean probably not.
Maybe not. Probably not. Maybe so.
I do think you'd enjoy it.
Probably not.
It would take you going across the pond and going to one match, and then we'd have you forever. But I just don't know that's ever going to happen.
Well, but the problem is that I actually do love the sport and enjoy watching it. I just don't. I don't. So it's like I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so.
A lot of confidence in that answer.
Yeah. No, it's like when I tell my kids maybe, they now get pissed. They're like, maybe pretty much means no. Yeah. Which now I'm trying to zig where they zag, and sometimes say maybe knowing I'm going to say yes just to keep just to like
keep on their toes.
Yeah, make sure that no maybe means maybe, you dummies.
Yeah, right. Maybe for me means like give me 5 minutes, kid.
Yeah, exactly. Like just shut up right now.
Weekend winner for me, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
How about Joe Flacco's last 3 games, all wins by the Cleveland Browns? Against the Jags, he throws for 311 and 3 tutters.
Against the Bears, he throws for 374 and 2 touchdowns. Against the Texans, he throws for 368 and 3 more scores. Does he have 6 interceptions in those 3 games as well? He does. But he's throwing for a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, and they're winning games. Joe Flacco. Who would have thought? Not me.
Flacco, dude. Jake, I don't want to give you PTSD. Why are the bottom of my shoes so dirty? I don't want to give you Pete because of the bottom of my shoes.
I know.
I don't want to give you PTSD, but yeah, Flacco playoff run is back, baby. 11 tuds, no picks. Never forget.
How could I? I was there.
Weekend winners. Lance Leipold in Kansas.
How
about the Jayhawks finishing 9-4, 49-36 over UNLV, who UNLV had a great year under Barry Odom.
Yeah, they did.
They went 9-5. I didn't realize that's the most wins. I felt like UNLV had some good years, but I guess not. It's the most wins UNLV's had since Randall Cunningham won 11 in '84. The 9-5. So it's a good UNLV team.
That was an
First
exciting
bowl
game.
win for Kansas since 2008. And Jason Bean throws for 450 and 6 touchdowns. It was also, Jake, the rare bowl game where both teams wanted to be there.
Yes.
And gave a damn.
2008. That's the Orange Bowl victory against Virginia Tech. My senior year.
Must be.
Good God. That was a long time ago.
With that really, really obese head coach, right?
Yeah.
Not Mangini.
I always want to say Mangini.
Mangino.
Yeah.
And my favorite Mangino story that I ever heard, that I don't know if it's true, but physically I could see it being true, is that he would eat an entire bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken during film, and then he would go and, use the restroom, but he was too fat to wipe himself, so he would take the team towels and run it through his legs like this, and then dump the towel on the pile of other dirty towels, which I hope to God that's not true.
That's so specific. How and where did you hear this?
Because the coach told me.
Oh, man.
Yeah. How about them apples?
Man.
Not that
also,
Mangino's seen his apples in years.
No. Also, you need some, AD ointment. A towel?
That's
not soft.
Morbid obesity will cause you to do things that you never would have done otherwise.
I don't really know where we go from here.
Anybody got a winner?
Oh my God.
John Morant got named Western Conference Player of the Week. They won 4 straight games.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
Pelicans. I'll go weekend winner for the Miami Dolphins, beating the Dallas Cowboys. They had to show that they could beat a team with a pulse, and they did so. They're 7-1 at home now. Tua Tagovailoa played well. I thought they had to kind of win it, though, a different way. It wasn't just, bombs over Baghdad and just scoring all these points. They had to step up and make plays, and they did that. And so I think they deserve a weekend winner.
Weekend loser, Taylor Sharp. Suck it, Cowgirls. Gulf South weekend winner, the guy that won $460K off a $5 bet. Yeah, that's right. He did a 15-leg anytime touchdown parlay.
Yep. $5. $469,000.
That's a Merry Christmas right there.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird, too, that, and this is how these stories work, but it's that's not that hard, right? 15 players scored touchdowns. Come on, man.
If you look at the ones that he had, it's a lot of, people that you would
expect
put in there.
No, I mean,
it's like the Chris Rodriguez for the Commanders scoring that really sets you apart.
Well, it's you don't have to know anything about the sport to recognize how impossible it is when $5 turns into $460K.
Yeah, right.
Right, Vegas is telling you how impossible it is. But it's that's why this is also insidious, because you hear that and you're like, I could probably do that. I could probably
I'll throw 25 and only make it an 11 player.
Yeah, I'm making $1 million. Let's see what's going on here.
Oh, man. $469,000 off a bet like that. What's the first thing you're buying? It's not obviously you can't go completely crazy with $469,000, but you can buy yourself something nice. You're probably going to gross about
$200K or somewhere around there.
You'll get about $300. Yeah, you pay about $160 something in taxes, depending on what state you live in.
That's true.
If you live in Cali, it's 13%. state tax on that, and that's gone up. It might be like 13.8.
I would build an additional room on my home.
So you wouldn't have to move?
So I wouldn't have to go and so I wouldn't have to leave to go to work. So I could have an office to do work from in the home. That would be very fun.
That is a game changer.
That would be
a game changer because, like, even though I'm working, like when the kids get home from school for 4 seconds, I can at least come out, say hello, get a snack. But you don't have breaks though. So I guess you didn't really. But you would just be able to be home though.
You're just home though.
Yeah, you're home.
Yeah,
you're done. You're
home.
done.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
And you can go live whenever, right? Like if you got to do it at the drop of a hat, you don't have to like worry about like getting in the car,
True.
driving anywhere.
That is true.
But nice.
What a responsible answer.
Weekend winner. I know. Well, I built the gaming PC finally. You know, that was
Yeah.
my answer for like 10 or 15 years, and now I finally got it.
Yeah.
But again, but it's in the office, so it's not in my house, so I can't play it. So really, it still goes back to the gaming PC. My entire lottery answered it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully interest rates will go back down, and maybe you can find a solution to that.
We'll see. Love the neighborhood.
I know you do.
Yesterday, weekend winner, my neighbor Marty finished last in the fantasy league. So it was probably like, it turned into a giant event. He had to do a beer mile where you chug a beer, run a quarter of a mile, chug a beer, run a quarter of a mile, chug a beer, run a quarter mile, chug a Smirnoff, finish off the mile. And if he didn't make it in 15 minutes, he was going to have to redo it. And he came in at 14:05. Bunch of people out there, speakers, announcers, cheering him on, and I'll be damned, but Marty done gone and did it. Good job, Marty Mackey.
You didn't finish last?
Didn't even do last time. No, I didn't join the league. I told them I hate fantasy football and I don't want to be in it.
You finished last in our league.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I'm rebuilding. I'm drafting a quarterback, okay? It's called tanking. Look it up. Learn sports.
Tanking for Tua?
Yeah. I tanked in both fantasy leagues I was pressured into again this year.
At least you did say that you were going to be bad.
I told you I didn't want to do it.
Yeah. I'm going to go weekend winner, Florida Atlantic basketball. Remember the run that they made last year. But
Foul.
What?
Foul. FAU. Foul.
Like, what is he talking about? They took down Arizona over the weekend. And so, like, this isn't just like a nice little story anymore. I mean, this is a real basketball team that can make some real noise. They did last year in the NCAA tournament, but yeah, they get it done against Arizona. And they are, a team that is going to be firmly in the top 10. They were already on the edge of the top 10. And we've seen it done before, right? You parlay Cinderella success into the next season's success, and who knows where that can lead to. I mean,
were they the really good team that got shut down during COVID? Or was it San Diego State or something?
I think it was San Diego State.
Okay, because one of those Final Four teams was really good during COVID, but COVID.
Yeah, that was San Diego State would have been, I believe, a 1 seed that year, and that's what all the discussion was about.
Weekend loser, Monty Williams and the Pistons. They've now lost 27 games in a row after starting 2-1, which that's hard to do. It's hard to not trip and stumble. It's an NBA record, just in case you were wondering.
That is incredibly hard to do. Not to just in the pros, not to just find your way into a victory. Because there's other bad teams in the NBA.
Yeah, and everybody's got to pay enough to put together a functional roster.
Yeah.
Also, the NBA, while people do tank because it can hold such great dividends, the lottery makes it pretty sketchy to do so. A lot of this in the chat. Weekend winner, TJ Finley, leading Texas State to their first bowl win last night.
Ever.
A hell of a year for Finley.
It was.
And self-awareness, just to close this off by showing you that Saints fans are all the weekend losers. Tampa has Baker Mayfield at a discount throwing a perfect game, and we get overpriced Carr blaming everyone but himself.
Said it a couple weeks ago. They're getting better quarterback play, and they certainly did not pay what you paid
for Derek Carr.
Did
And
y'all
his teammates
see?
love him, by the
We
way.
can't play it here because it would probably require Moose to edit it for an hour, unless you think we can. Or I don't even know if it works without it.
What are we talking about? The hour-long editing?
The post-game show. So Hold the Mayo does his call-in post-game show now.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see the single greatest piece of audio ever recorded?
I saw that.
Talking about Derek Carr, the Saints, and then Blake Krupe catching strays, even though he's been probably pretty good, but the jokes are too funny. We got one of Santa's helpers kicking field goals. What's he riding to the game in, a car seat? It's like so good, dude. Maybe we can get
that guy hit all the high points too.
I mean, he nailed it.
He didn't miss a single.
I will say this. I got a picture of who it actually was. Never would have guessed. Never. It does not look like the face would match the voice. Also, he's kind of a car seat looking kid himself, but sounds like a 50-year-old man.
A couple of
it was, but whatever. It was the best audio I've ever heard in my entire life. So maybe we actually do need to edit it up to play it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a longer edit, but it can be done. A couple things. You did not finish last in this year's fantasy.
Thank you.
There's the winners bracket, obviously. So in the winners bracket, you still have Caroline Fenton, and you have Taylor, and you have Megan Making Money, and Devin Snow. Right, they're still alive. And in the constellation, you've got, you got me, Rivers, you, and Danny. And you beat Mario, and you had the worst record, and you beat him. And so now Mario Jerez finishes last place in our fantasy league.
So, dude, you should have never doubted me when I drafted AR-15. Try to tell y'all. Nobody wants to listen. All right, when we get back here on OTB, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to K2Z window coverings, K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com. K2Z window coverings is your answer if you want window coverings that wow. And look, if you're trying to take a room to the next level, wow. Yeah, you want to go full Owen Wilson? Why have they getting Owen and Luke confused so much lately? I don't know. You know who doesn't get confused when it comes to window coverings? Brandon Barton and the boys and girls at K2Z. They've been at it for 25 years. So aesthetically, functionally, have them out to your home. Have them take your room, your home, your outdoor living space to the next level. KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, it is. Really, though, it's changed our space, not only in the exterior, but interior as well. Like exterior, we love that we can now go outside. We drop down the shade, and it changes up the space, but also it changes kind of some of the interior space for us as well. Go to the website today, K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206.
Moscona, from all of us here at AFR, we're wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're going to take the holiday off, but we'll look forward to seeing you back here after the Christmas break on AFR. So join us on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Failure happens to us all.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I ain't never zipped myself. Not since I was a little kid, at least, man. I guess it's not true. It did happen a couple of years ago. Very painful.
Something about Mary? That bad?
Yeah, I've never really sat down and watched something about Mary all the way through, I don't think.
Your movie blind spots anger me, actually.
I saw Gremlins now. Gremlins is great. Love it. Yeah. I did not realize how much connective tissue Gizmo and Grogu share.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, like, it is so, and I don't know this has ever been said on the record or confirmed, but I have to imagine when Favreau and them are writing, when who's ever designing it, like, deeply, deeply inspired by Gizmo. The feeling that they get, the facial expressions, kind of general facial shape in the eyes, it's all so damn similar. Also, that is the puppet work in Gremlins and all the practical effects for that matter. Chef's kiss of good. The insanity of Gremlins is what I wasn't really expecting and still don't know how to account for. Like, why were they randomly caroling? They're just little trolls. It's just little trolls.
Yeah.
They're randomly caroling. The scenes in the bar where they're just, it looked like whiskey and wine in there. It looked like you had a bunch of me's running around just being as degenerate as possible. Why was that girl still continuing to serve them? Why did they make them serve her instead of just getting the drinks on their own? I don't know. Gremlins was great. Random Gremlin limousine. I heard, and according to that Key and Peele skit, Gremlins 2 goes even weirder and crazier when they had the Key and Peele skit about the Gremlins 2 writer room. So maybe I don't know if I really want to, but maybe I'll watch Gremlins 2 to try to fill in the gaps. I will say this, though.
No, you won't.
No. I will say this, though. Practical effects continue to be the most superior way of filmmaking. Like, one of the reasons why that movie has aged so well is because you see the effects and your brain still accepts them. Whereas when you see CGI early or even some recent CGI, your brain just knows it's not real, and you feel that. I think Gremlins, again, has aged like a fine wine because of that commitment to practical effects. Also, again, I had no idea, directed by Spielberg, written by Chris Columbus. I mean, of course, I was gonna love this movie.
It's a different Christopher Columbus, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the one that directed the Home Alones 1 and 2, and Harry Potter 1 and 2, I believe, as well. Which, ironic, right? That here you have You're casting a Harry Potter movie, and one of the big deals was they only wanted UK actors. You had to be from the UK to get cast. They were also going to cast nobodies as the kids, which bold choice, they didn't. The reason why I say it's ironic is that you go through all that, and then you're like, okay, we're going to hire this American guy to direct. Now, he nailed it. He nailed it. And, I mean, look, if you need somebody to direct kids, obviously Columbus had a lot of experience at it.
True.
But, yeah, just kind of crazy that after all that UK flavor, you would hire an American, and then he would knock it out of the park like he did. So, speaking of trolls, has Mark ever jumped on a counter and said he had a riddle for you? I don't even think I fully understand the depth of that joke, but it's just very funny. It's a very, very funny visual. A very funny visual to me. Hey, Casey, at I think it's in, let me see, it's maybe in 8:45, there's a video of an Eastern Michigan defensive back inciting a brawl. I do not need it with sound, so just let me know whenever you have that video, and we can get to it.
A bad decision was made.
What happened?
What you're talking about?
Oh, in the Eastern, we'll get there in a second. I got distracted because Nookie said, T-Bob, I invested the time off into watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time. I promise I'd try to like it, but ...
Uh-oh.
But what?
But what?
But what?
But what?
Just be honest.
Tell me everything.
Nothing you say will make me angry. I friggin' promise, dude. This is a safe space. Nothing you can say will make me judge you eternally for the rest of our lives and our relationships here on earth, never to be recovered because you said something untoward about the greatest trilogy that's ever been made. Trust me, nothing you could say could upset me.
It's the one thing you're looking forward to the most in LSU's bowl game. Let's be honest, right? The bowl game is leaving a lot to be desired, right? But what's the one thing that you're looking forward to the most?
Outside of Nussbus?
I mean, look, it can be Nussbus if you want it to be Nussbus.
I think Nussbus is chalk, but I think that's easily what I'm most excited to see.
There's that. How long do the receivers play in this game? Like, I don't know, is Malik going to catch a 26-yard pass and be like, all right, boys, holla at your boy? Like, that'd be kind of, actually, that'd be like a baller if you just catch a 26-yard pass and you're like, all right, good luck.
I mean, I would be down. Like,
Yeah,
I
I would understand.
Yes,
like, I'm just excited he's playing at all.
Do that.
And then, like, just
I mean,
go,
the
like,
defense
full,
needs to do something.
Yeah, just go
dude.
full, like, young bulls on the defense.
If the defense sucks against Wisconsin, I don't know, man. I guess there's no point even yelling about it anymore. It just is what it is.
Like, you know, let's see what weeks. Let's see Womack. Let's see some of these young guns that are going to be a part of the future.
Put Booby in and let Booby spin. Bilbo Baggins saying Denver Harris not in the portal means he's playing. He also appeared in practice last week. Huh. That's kind of interesting to think about.
Yeah.
I just assumed that Denver Harris was gone the way of Deuce Chestnut.
But remember, Brian Kelly did kind of say, like, the entire time, still on the team, still on the team.
Very
still on the
strange
team,
answers,
right?
yes. Yeah.
And you and I both heard from different people the same Deuce Chestnut rumor or, what actually happened, whatever. We never really heard.
Never heard anything about Denver Harris. I don't know what happened to Denver Harris.
Me neither.
That is true.
So, all right.
Noogie says, I didn't care for it, T-Bob. I think I need to read the books. I had a terrible time following the story, and Gollum's voice was so hard to decipher. It's interesting to talk about reading the books, because I actually didn't read the books until after each movie. I read The Hobbit growing up. I remember I tried to read Lord of the Rings as a young lad, and it was a little beyond me. And then I saw the movies. That blew my mind. And then I would wait to read the book until after every movie came out. Only time I've ever done that with anything. Still, though, I mean, both are fantastic. Look, that's okay, Nook, to each their own. But you're dead to me, and I'm never going to talk to you ever again. But, like, it's chill. Like, not a big deal. Don't worry. Just screw you, and I hope you have an awful day and stub your toe, and your toenail rots and falls off. But, like, it's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. All right, when we get back here, let's watch this Eastern Michigan video. What are you most excited for in the LSU Bowl game? Put your answers in the chat. We'll get to them. I do want to remind you, though, Rejuve Me Medical, if you're not feeling good, you're feeling a little old, maybe a little salt in the beard, whatever the case may be, andropause, menopause, facial aging, mood and memory problems, insomnia, weight gain, not seeing the returns on your workouts you used to, energy, all of it. You know what these are? These are the untreated effects of aging. You do upkeep on your computer, your home, your car, but you just want your body to just like do what it do? No. Go into Rejuve Me, get that free consultation, and let them put together a plan for you because they understand the effects of aging on the body and they know how to treat it. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuve Me. More to be next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hurry into your local Acura dealer for the Season of Performance event going on now.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's a luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to Six Rings Baseball.
Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch from Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Everybody back from the break. We got bowl games and NFL action. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, Moose did the heavy lifting. And we now have, I don't think it'll still feel like the greatest piece of audio that's ever been recorded post-editing, because a lot of the linguistic flair has been lost as we have removed all the curse words. So I've not heard this yet. Post curse word removal. I am deeply fascinated to see what this is going to sound like. But this is a caller on Hold the Mayo Show, HCM Sports on YouTube. Go check him out. After every Saints game, now it's like a call-in show where people get to speak their mind. And here is a caller following that debacle against the Rams on Thursday.
Last week, Derek Carr was talking about him and his son doing math homework together and all this bullshit. I hope his son does math homework better than this motherfucker plays quarterback. Because if he don't, he ain't getting out the fucking first grade. You know? And then he started giving all these life lessons and all this fake positivity. Who the fuck he thinks he is, Joel Osteen? You know, you want to go be a fucking preacher, go ahead. You can rob more people out of their fucking money. You already got the Saints for $100 million. And where the did Money Mickey find Blake Groupie, the fucking North Pole? Maybe if he could see over the fucking line, he could hit a couple of kicks. You know? We got one of Santa's helpers as a kicker. I mean, what's he ride to the games in, a car seat? He looks like he ain't made his first communion yet, and he's out here kicking for the fucking Saints. Are you kidding me? After every fucking game, he's like, we need to clean this up. We need to clean that up. Why don't you go get a job at a fucking car wash, motherfucker, if you want to clean up so bad? You know what I mean? Because you ain't cleaning up the fucking Saints. Apologize for the profanity. You know, I love the Saints more than my first one. There's a lot of passion there, you know? So
I think about my first one all the time, too. So actually, that's extremely relatable.
So,
well,
I hope God bless the Who Dat Nation.
You're gonna hit us with God bless after bringing up the story. All right, brother.
That's terrible. I know.
Merry Christmas. Who dat?
I mean, I've listened to it probably 30 or 40 times. I'm glad you did beep. So the actual integrity of the clip was
well
held
done, Moose. Well done.
together with the beep.
He honestly spaced out the words enough there that it worked. So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Joel Osteen, you want to go steal some? Go ahead. I mean, working at the car wash. Again, not necessarily deserved because he's been all right, but the Blake Groupie jokes are just so funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Every single one of the Blake Groupie jokes, beginning to end. Where'd you go to the North Pole? And then the combination, the combo dismount of sorry for the profanity, then launching into a story about his first BJ, and then immediately coming back with the God bless Merry Christmas is just it's just simply fantastic. Just it's a whack way to end.
We need to get that guy on the show.
That's an all-timer. I don't know if I would trust him on live.
That's true. That's true. We can record
live traditional radio. God. Also,
I thought that was your dad for a little bit. I swear to God, I did.
How many millions of views is that up to now, I wonder? Because it's actually also like a great ambassador to the general public as what a real deep New Orleans accent sounds like, which I don't know that a lot of the country fully realizes all of the time.
This one right here is at $3.8 million.
3.8 now. It hit $1 million quick the other day when I saw it. So up to $4 million. The good word being spread.
And then, I mean, it's been taken probably and distributed on other platforms, so who knows how many it actually is. But
I mean, and it's like that. I mean, he's so right, though, about how Carr has one good game, and then he's just trying to, like, lord over everybody with, like, life lessons and wisdom after his stellar 218 he put up against, who was it, the Panthers? Maybe. No, the Panthers game was awful. I don't know. Whatever. This has been the worst Saints team I've ever seen. Like, at least the Drew Brees 7-9 teams, like, yeah, the defense would be horrible, but, like, Drew Brees would be awesome.
Yeah, he'd throw 4 touchdowns to 4 undrafted free agents.
Yeah, and it'd still be exciting. Yeah. Like, again, I don't think I've made it through a single Saints game without falling asleep. Now, partially that's because I'm always terribly hungover from whiskey and wine, and it's like Sunday, and it's the chill off day. But, like, there's been plenty of seasons where that has not been the case. No, Hold Mayo on the show. Did Barstool win? No, Hold Mayo's on Monday.
Yeah. No Flynn today. That was not a surprise, though. Day after a holiday, coming back.
I didn't even ask.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. Yeah, there was no way he was coming in today. He's probably somewhere else anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can we get that as like a drop?
Yeah, just like
and anytime we want that.
Like Madhouse threatens to leave. Go ahead. Get the hell out of here, dude.
Yeah, like we've always wanted a Chuck Norris like lever like Conan O'Brien used to have here. Like we've talked about that so many times. But if we could actually just get that for that soundbite, I think it'd be worth it. Now, would T-Bob abuse it? Maybe.
Does Blake Groupie ride to the games in a car seat, though? It's not, I mean, he looks tiny, but maybe he just looks so tiny because there's a bunch of big guys out there.
Some big fellas out there.
Some big fellas.
Some big fellas out there. I mean, I was 240 pounds, and sometimes I'm like, man, you're making me look real small here, bub.
Moose, we should probably go to break right now, huh? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, my bad, dude. You were on it.
Ready.
You were on it, and I stepped all over it.
All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again.
Moose, should we go to break?
Go ahead.
Okay, let's do it. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, guys, so we love teaming up with new local businesses, and I have had such a good time learning about Coleman Roofing and Construction over the past couple of weeks. Now, they've been around since 1982, okay, 41 years in the game. And, obviously that comes with an inherent level of legitimacy that speaks to a great product, right? What's fascinating about what I was struck by was the culture of this place. Young, great energy, work hard, play hard. They cover the entirety of Louisiana. In fact, the Gulf South, they can handle your job. And look, the quality's incredible. I'm going to tell you more and more about that. Any custom metal work you need, anything like that, any type of roof, any style, residential or commercial, they do all of it. How about this? They're not like, let's say a tree falls on your house, Jake. They don't just do the roof. They rebuild the entire interior as well. Coleman Roofing and Construction. Use them today. Coleman Roofing and Construction.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Thank you, Acadiana, for over 56 years of allowing Corval Toyota in Opelousas to take care of you and your automotive needs. Enjoy this holiday season with family and friends. From the Corval Toyota family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink, or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
Hunt, Merry Christmas from everybody here at the Hunt Palmer Show. Hope it is a wonderful time with family and friends. Travel safely. We're going to take a couple of days. We're back Wednesday, and we'll get you ready for LSU and Wisconsin. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Did we actually get out and break on time for once? I mean, we have time for like a full Ask the Bench segment?
Yeah, time for just about anything you want to do right now,
like
T.
A full 8-minute segment?
Yeah, a little
what
bit
I
want to
do, What I want to do is just shut it down and go home. It's been a fun morning, but I'm ready to clock out a bit early here, punch the old card, hit the old dusty trail. But alas, 8 more minutes of content will be provided, so shut the hell up and sit down and listen up. Do we have that Eastern Michigan video? Yep. All right. So this is after Eastern Michigan and South Alabama. South Alabama waxed that ass. But not content with getting beat on the field, an Eastern Michigan player decided to take things in his own hands, which back it up, as the USA is sitting there singing the team alma mater, and an Eastern Michigan player comes out of nowhere and throws a right-hand sucker punch to the back of the head of the USA player. Now, as you break down the film, though, look, like off the jump, this is a certified hoe move, without a doubt. Sucker punching someone like this.
Yeah, it is.
Secondly, this is a room temperature IQ move.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
this man not only punched someone in the helmet, a literal tool whose sole purpose in its existence is to protect the head from a hit. Mm-hmm. He not only punched this man in the helmet, but he did so without a helmet on.
Yeah.
He himself did not have a helmet on, and he did it with all this dude's boys everywhere, and not a single one of his boys anywhere to be found. And like, again, the dividing line between bravery and stupidity can be very thin at times, but this is definitely, this was not brave. This was just really, really dumb. Like, this guy just really flashed out. And immediately after he hits the player, who shows no damage because you hit him in the helmet, he's getting jumped by like 16 guys, and he's on the ground with his head covering his hands as he's getting stomped out.
Oh, yeah. You got jumped. Like, as soon as you did it, there was multiple like situations where you would see him and then he'd just disappear because South Alabama's players would just engulf him, and they brought him to multiple locations on the field. T-Bob's right. You hit somebody in the helmet with your hand, which you're going to hurt your hand. You're not going to inflict any damage on him, and you did it without your helmet on. Like, his condition right now, like, I guarantee you if they showed, like, what he looked like,
dumb.
And then what are his boys supposed to do? Like, you pulled like a BS
I can't
move.
really, I can't really defend you, dude.
You just pulled like a sucker punch. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Daniel Batch says the South Alabama player said It's a Wonderful Life was mid. Okay, I mean, well, that's fair then. Never mind. And then he was standing up for what's right. And Jake, you didn't even watch, did you?
I didn't. I did not. That is not something that I did.
Thanks to people like you are why the Potters won. You know, it's why we don't live in Bedford Falls. It's why we all live in Pottersville. So I hope you're happy.
I don't know what that means.
Of course, exactly, freaking exactly. All right, let's get a little Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. What's wrong with you? Ask the Bench. When you use the restroom at home, number 2, do you drop your pants around your ankles or take them all the way off?
Ankles. Yeah, I don't want my pants touching the ground.
If I'm at home. It said at home. It didn't say in public. At home. I'm a fully nude boy at home.
You used to be nude at work.
Yeah, I've gone away from that, but I did. Yeah. That is fair. I used to hang on the little hinge on the top of the door.
No, I mean, I don't need to get full naked, as we say in 318.
Sometimes with these thick thighs, if I still have my pants on, it can be a little constricting.
You got to tell me about thick thighs.
I'm just saying.
I mean, come on, Moose.
Ankles.
Yep. Yeah. Casey?
Ankles for sure.
All right.
Prove it.
Well, I'm at home, T-Bob.
I'm good.
And prove it. Text me. Text me proof. Let's see it. Put your money where your mouth is, boys. Yeah, Nookie says that was T-Bob see me in public after Lord of the Rings slander. Yeah, you better not let me catch you, bro. What in the world? I got whiplash. What just happened?
I don't see the actual bed for Ask the Bench. Man. And this is labeled OTB bumps, and I'm like,
kill it. I cannot have a power hour playlist where it switches every 60 seconds to take another shot of beer. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Did you still have that in college though? Ask the Bench. Jake, call Taggart and tell him to come on down. Yeah, what's up, bud? Where you at in that recruiting process?
Wait, who am I calling?
Tag Curtis, bro.
Tag Curtis. Say now. Say, fella.
What are you doing?
I hope he does. I think he would help this defense. I think he could play a position that would free up other people as well, like a Harold Perkins.
Why are you getting naked at work or home? I mean, I don't know, Greg. What do all the animals in the world do?
They don't have clothes on.
What's more natural?
Even Yogi Bear doesn't have pants on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just doing what every other living being does. Y'all are the weirdos. Ask the Bench. Corned beef, yes or no?
No.
Can I true circle here? I don't really know what corned beef is.
You've had corned beef and you probably just don't even know it.
Yeah, it probably was really good.
Yeah.
But like, if you're asking me like what
corn
is
hash,
corned beef, I have
corn
no idea.
hash.
I don't know what we're talking about.
No.
Like corn pudding?
No.
Love corn pudding.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, you're American.
Yeah, I'm alive. Exactly. I have taste buds. Ask the Bench, better overall, Starbucks or 7 Brew? Yeah, look, I like them both. Coffee's coffee, dude. I mean, that's not true. Like, there's levels to it, but
there's levels, but I do feel you.
I go to Starbucks because it's closest to my house. If 7 Brew was closest, I would go there.
Yeah. What's your favorite, like, local-ish, like I love French Truck.
Okay, yeah, French Truck's great.
Like Highland Coffee a lot.
Rev is really good. Highland's great.
What's the one that's right here by
the
Red
one at
Stick?
Brickyard.
Social.
Y'all are asking me. I have no.
I used to go there. I used to go there all the time.
That's a good spot.
I used to get all my beans. Why my blankets are now? I used to buy all my beans to make my cold brew concentrate there.
Good spot.
I feel bad now.
Me too. Sorry.
Ask the Bench, is January the Monday of months? Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You're just because then like the actual work cranks back up. You're coming out of the holiday season, and you just you're staring down the long road of a whole year, and the off season. But you know what January also means, Moose?
Oh, I know what it means, yeah.
What does it mean?
It means time to crank up Smell the Shoe Baseball.
Freaking right,
That's what it
dude.
means.
Let's go,
Yep.
dude. See me and Moose Simpatico right there, bro.
Man, I know you got to do a DraftKings, but I've only been to one baseball game with Moose, and it was
Very fun.
well worth it.
It was
That's
great.
a good time, isn't it?
It was and it was during COVID when you could hear every word he said.
Bet that you would have a great time going to the game with Moose. And I don't know if DraftKings is going to carry lines on that, but they carry lines with just about everything else. And you already know what time it is, boys. It's time for the granddaddy of them all, the parade in Pasadena, where tradition meets college football action in one epic bowl game. With the DraftKings Sportsbook, you make every play count. New customers get $150 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 on college football. So right now, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. If it's your first time signing up, you bet $5 on college football, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. And then if you're returning customers, all the money lines, parlays, live bets, it's all there for you. It's more fun when you enter the action. The crown is yours. 21 plus, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. All right, we love you. We hope you all have a great day.
February 19th.
What?
Not February 11th when we started. I was off 8 days.
Oh, wow. I'm
February
impressed.
19th.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you.